Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up, government T-bill sale falls short of target marginally as interest rates surge on the money market. Also, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta justifies controversial remark, "We've turned the corner," insisting the worst is behind us. Plus, Ecobank Ghana remains biggest bank in Ghana in 2022 with a market share of 13.58%. We hear from the 2023 Ghana Banking Survey report. Stay with us for details. My name is Darryl Kwao. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our friends listening on KTU Radio. Koforidia. First up, government treasury bill sale fell short of target marginally as interest rates continue to surge on the money market. According to the auction result published by the Bank of Ghana, the government secured 2.179 billion cedis as against a target of 2.261 billion cedis. Here's more in this report.
The T-bills sale fell short of the target by 3.6%. Majority of the bids came from the 91-day T-bill, as 1.384 billion cedis of the bids were tendered. All the bids were accepted by the Treasury or government. For the 182-day bill, about 649.39 million cedis of the bids were tendered, in which all the bids were accepted. About 145.02 million cedis were, however, gotten from the sale of the 364-day bill. Meanwhile, interest rates continue to surge, albeit marginally on the money market. According to the auction results, the 91-day yield went up to 25.57% from the previous 25.24%. That of the 182-day bill also increased by 0.14% to 27.28%. Again, the one-year bill inched up to 30.49% from 30.30% the past week.
That was a business desk report. Now, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has justified the controversial remark of "we've turned the corner" with respect to the stability of the economy. The Finance Minister has come under criticism from some economists and civil society groups over his statement. Now, speaking on GTV's Talking Point program last night, Mr. Ofori-Atta insisted progress made so far support his stance.
Not needing a supplementary budget is the beginning of the indication of how things. And then there were other factors, in terms of the growth that we experienced. Policy that government and the Bank of Ghana was effecting. Then we look at today and we see where inflation has petered down to 42.5. The past 2 months has ticked up because of inflation. But however, from 54 in December to 42.5 is a clear indication. Then more significantly, we have also seen that the currency has essentially stabilized. Certainly from my peer ministers, the issue of queues and food shortages in their countries, in other African countries, we have been able to have somehow. Okay. So when you look at the reality of that, you then begin to ask, compared to where we were just as a country and where we are today, which in my view ended up with what I called, we have turned the corner.
You heard the Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta. Now, the Bank of Ghana has vowed to strictly enforce the zero financing of government as any breach could affect the country's program with the IMF. The central bank at the beginning of this year commenced the zero financing of government's budget as part of the IMF program. However, based on the liquidity challenges facing the government, there are fears that the central bank could go back to this program. But Director of Research, Dr. Philip Abredu-Otu, says this will not happen.
If we go against that zero financing, it will have implications for the IMF program implementation, and that might create all sorts of problems for us regarding the triggering of other flows associated with the completion of each IMF review. Would have missed that critical target. It will become big news. It could flip into other things as we move along. For the first 7 months of the year, we've respected that zero financing.
There hasn't even been 1,000 Ghana cedis or even 100 Ghana cedis support to government to balance the books
no.
to meet a liquidity challenge.
No, absolutely no. We'll still stand our ground.
And that is being done.
That is being done. Full assurance.
You had Director of Research at the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Philip Abredu Otu. Now, despite the effect of the Domestic Debt Exchange Program on consumer confidence, Ecobank Ghana remained the biggest bank in Ghana in 2022 with a market share of 13.58%. According to the 2023 Ghana Banking Survey by accounting and auditing firm PwC, its market share in terms of the banking industry share of deposits was better than the 11.93% recorded in 2021. There is more in this report.
GCB Bank placed second, but lost some market share in terms of the industry's deposits. In 2022, its market share stood at 10.87%, slightly lower than the 11.43% recorded in 2021. From a trend analysis, GCB Bank has been losing its market share since 2017. The third, fourth and fifth positions were occupied by Stanbic Bank Ghana, Absa Bank Ghana, and Consolidated Bank Ghana. Indeed, Consolidated Bank Ghana improved its position and overtook Fidelity Bank to fifth place from sixth place in 2021, although its total percentage of deposits to the industry deposits decreased in 2022. At the end of 2022, the other banks in the top 10 of industry deposits were Fidelity Bank, Zenith Bank, Stanchart, Access Bank, and Cal Bank. Again, Ecobank Ghana maintained its position as the bank with the biggest loans and advances in the industry last year. Its share of industry loans was 14.7%. Meanwhile, the banking sector saw a jump in deposits growth by more than double the growth recorded in 2021.
Let's move on to other stories. The National Petroleum Authority says Ghanaians without the Ghana card risk not partaking in the cylinder recirculation model program. And according to the authority, this is to help in the traceability of the cylinders by exchange point dealers. Deputy Chief Executive of the MPA, Perry Okujeto, explains that this is an investment by a bottling company, hence the move would serve the interests of Ghanaians across the country. He was speaking at a media engagement.
Because the cylinders have been an investment by a bottling plant, we need to know at every point in time who has it. So it's a simple registration process. You go to an exchange point, you identify yourself, they take your details, and you must have a valid, when you go to a bank to cash a check, present a Ghana card. If you go to an exchange point, you present a Ghana card. The Ghana card has all your details, has your location, where you live, and all of that on it, so that we can have, or the exchange point can have data, and there can be traceability in case the cylinder goes and for 1 year it doesn't come back.
You had Perry Okujeto, is Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the National Petroleum Authority. Now you had Kojo and I talk about the just ended Ecobank Joy News Habitat Farewell. Exhibitors have expressed satisfaction about the impact of the program on their business, with organizers planning to hold other mini clinics at Tema and Takoradi before the main event in November. The exhibitors also welcomed the move, adding this would increase access to markets.
We know that Accra is the business hub for the whole of Ghana, yes? That doesn't mean that these up-and-coming cities won't eventually become good marketplaces for business. So you start early, you tap into the market, you create promotion. In a few years, it will benefit everybody who's involved. It's a good idea.
We are trusting that the main event will be great. Things have been quite slow, but we hope that in November, things would have picked up, and then many people will come, inquire, and go ahead to purchase.
I think this is